And he opens the front door and boom. You can't tell me roaches don't have a smell, because yes, they do. It burns the nose. It burns the nose. What's good, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. If this your first time clicking on, thank you. Become a part of the crew. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. If you already a part of the crew, what's goody? Y'all already know I have another story time. By the title, y'all can tell what I'm going to be talking about. And I don't like to do the rambling, so let's go ahead and get into this story time. And y'all, nobody told me I was a little bobblehead. I was just editing my videos and I just noticed how much I move my head, just like I'm doing now. I just can't keep it still. Every word I just have to say something. I'm going to try my best to keep it still this time, but it is what it is. Let's go, y'all. Boom. All right, y'all. Not the boom. So I'm hanging out with Big Cuz, right? Big Cuz stay in these apartments. Not the projects, but apartments, right? So this parking lot is huge. And we would park on the end of the parking lot, like by the gate toward the street, away from the units. It was a lot of elders stayed there, right? So we would always hang out there, park my car, park her car. If you're familiar with any of my story times, Black, he's a former tree man from the projects. He carried along with me in life. You know, I kept up with him and he would hang out there with us sometimes. Him, Black, his friend, a couple of other guys, my cousin, whatever, whoop de whoop. We would hang out there, you know, drink, smoke a little tree, had a little DJ going or whatever, just vibing. So this night, long story short, boom, Black hit this Spanish girl in her face. She falls on the floor. She's stumbling. She gets back up. She's out there acting a fool because she talks to Black. And she must be followed Black over there and thought Black was talking to me or talking to my cousin, which was not the case. We were all friends hanging out. But this girl, Maria, thought that he was out there cheating with us. So she was out there acting a fool, y'all. So I kept telling the girl, Maria, we're not talking to him. You know, Black be on this stuff, you know, he acting a fool. You might want to leave. So she didn't want to leave. She spit on Black. Boom, Black hit her again. She falls to the ground. So everybody out there like, Black, Black, Black. You can't be hitting a woman. I know it's crazy start, y'all. But, you know, some shit was going down. So we telling Black, yo, we don't want the popo over here. Like, Black, don't hit this woman. Like, no. So she finally gets up and she gets in her car and she pulls off. So when she leaves, we all like, oh, Black, you need to leave because you know she gonna come back over here with the people with them popos. You need to go. So he was like, yeah, she right, this crazy bee, whatever, whatever. So we like, you need to leave because we don't need the popo over here, right? So Black eventually leaves and it's calm now. Like the fighting has stopped, the arguing has stopped, the atmosphere is like calm now, right? So, you know, we're all out there chilling. My cousin is flirting with Black friend because she liked him. I'm out there just on my phone talking to the other guys. It's a vibe. Throughout this whole night, my friend Omar would text me, call me. It's a Saturday. He's trying to link up. He's trying to meet. He's trying to do something. A little backstory on Omar, y'all. I've known Omar for years. Like, I've known him when I first started security way back when. And my first post ever was an overnight post from 11 to 7, and he actually stayed out there with me the entire night on this post, almost till 7 a.m. with me. My first time meeting him. Very cool, really liked him, very handsome. And at the end of the night, girl, how about I seen a picture of a girl on his screen cover? I ain't talking about no little girl like no daughter. I'm talking about like a girl. So it's like it was a turn off. No, ma'am. So it's like you sit out here with me the whole night to just have a girlfriend. So after that, I kind of cut Omar off. But he kept up with me throughout the years through social media, Facebook, whatever, whatever. And I would always just give him the cold shoulder. But this night, I was telling my cousin, like, you know, he keep hitting me up, you know. And she's like, girl, talk to that man. He cute. So I hit Omar back. I'm like, okay, Omar. I give him the addy. I'm like, pull up. This where we at. We in the parking lot. You can't miss us. So he wasn't too far, I guess. A couple minutes later, Omar, I see him pulling up in his gold car. And he comes parked right next to my car. I introduced him to my cousin. Introduced him to the guys that was out there. Because, like I said, we all was cool. So yeah, he fit right in. And the music playing, he didn't smoke no tree. But he smoked them Black and Miles. So he's out there freaking his blacks. Got his cup of lick. And it's a vibe, y'all. It's a vibe. you know, as the time is going on, we start freestyling. So now we start talking about Silk the Shocker. He started talking about Silk the Shocker. And if anybody here old enough to understand Silk the Shocker, this man can't rap on beat to save his life. He can't rap, y'all. He can't rap. So Omar out there just imitating Silk the Shocker. So he like, I hit the gas, bend the corner, hit the curve, then I went to the store, hit across the head, then I, like, if y'all know, rap just like that. So we out there dying laughing. Like, I'm specifically just laughing because the way he was doing it, y'all, he was doing it just like Silk the Shocker. And I was just laughing so hard. I was having a good time. So, you know, eventually we all was throwing our little freestyle verses out there. I see the Popo pull up. I see them from a distance pulling up. So we get quiet, we cut the music down a little bit. The Popo like, yeah, y'all know the old people called the Popo on y'all, right? So we was like, oh man, we need to, you know, he was like, y'all cool though, because when I just pulled up, it wasn't too loud. Like, you know, just don't make no extra noise, because if they call again, then I'm gonna have to make y'all leave. So we like, cool, bet. So the Popo pull off, and we just like, hell nah. The Popo came once, we don't want him to come twice. So my cousin and black friend, they went to duck off somewhere to do what they do. And Omar was just like, you know, if you want, we could just meet me and we can go to my place. I was like, when you got a place? He was like, I just got a place not too long ago. So, you know, like, again, he's not nobody new. I've known Omar for a while. And yeah, so I was like, okay. I told my cousin that what I was going to do, I was going to go hang out with Omar for a little bit. And my cousin was like, hell yeah, just let me know when you make it there, or when you coming back over here, or when you going home. So I was like, bet. So Omar get in the car and we pull off. He's in front of me. I'm following Omar. He didn't stay too far from where my cousin stayed at. That was good. So we pull into this little duplexy quad resident type thing, where you had the residence, you had the gate, and then the car is parked outside the gate. So he parked before me. I'm sitting in the car putting my little things in my purse that I need, my lighter, my stuff, you know. And he's walking toward his front door. So, you know, he beats me to the front door. So I don't know why he didn't get that door open before I made it there, but it was to a point where we both were standing on the front porch while he was looking for his keys. Now, inside of the apartment was pitch black. He had no front porch light on, no lights on inside of the house. It was just dark. So, of course, I'm observant. I'm gonna be vigilant. My eyes are darting around. I'm looking. I'm trying to look inside of the windows. I'm looking around to see, because although I know Omar, I'm still a young girl. I'm trying to be vigilant of my surroundings, you know. So he eventually finds the key, and he opens the front door, and boom, you can't tell me roaches don't have a smell, because yes they do. It burns the nose. It burns the nose. I smelled a roach. I don't care what y'all say. I grew up in the hood. I know what roaches smell like. So off bat, I was just like, hell no. So I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, but I don't want to be rude. So I stepped foot inside, you know, I step inside the door, and it's just, you know, I don't want to be here. So he cuts the lights on, and man, I ain't seen no Power Ranger sheets since I was a little girl. Man, he had Power Ranger sheets on his windows, y'all. Like, I'm not even talking about the cheap curtains from fucking Family Dollar. I'm talking about he had sheets, Power Ranger sheets on the window. I hadn't seen them pissy things since I was a little girl. Don't even know how he still have them. But he had them all over his windows. I was surprised, man. So, you know, I'm staring at these Power Ranger sheets on his window, and he's looking at me look at the sheets. So he's aware, he's self-aware of me observing his place, you know, just looking around, and my face kind of frowned. So I can sense him looking at me. So he's like, oh, well, I just moved in here not too long ago, so I need to go on Amazon and buy me some curtains. It takes from me to be staring at your stuff and you don't want to order you some curtains, sir? Please stop it. You can go to Family Dollar. You can go to Walmart. You don't have to wait on no Amazon order to get no curtains, sir. You got these pissy curtains on these windows. Stop it, man. Stop it, man. So, you know, I didn't want to keep staring too hard at his living room area. So I didn't want to embarrass Omar too much, because, again, Omar was cool. So, you know, he's making his way through his living room area. He cuts on another light, y'all. And all I can think about, what the is that smell? And as I'm finishing that thought, I can hear like some whimpering, some crying, some little scratching, and I hear a dog. So I look over and I see the dog in a cage. It was a big little bulldog or whatever, cute little dog, but I'm like, okay, that's the smell. It smelled like shit. It smelled like shit. That's the dog in the cage, okay? But as I'm still inhaling, y'all, I'm like, what is this smell? Hell no. I've smelled dog shit before. I've even smelled dead dog. But it didn't smell along the lines of any of those things. But, you know, I'm like, okay, it's the dog. It's the dog poop. You know what I'm saying? The dog smells like that. I'm going to just give it the benefit of the doubt. And as we, you know, we're standing in his living room as he's like trying to gather little things. You know how it is when you walk in somebody's house. Now they're trying to clean up and like it was just dank. It smelled like roach legs. It was just dank. It smelled like death. I don't know. It was just very dark. His floor was just kind of sticky-ish. Like, you know, my shoes was on, but every time I lift my foot, I can hear like a little crunch, like a every time I lift my foot. It was just too much, y'all. So I'm still standing in the living room. Now, mind you, I smell roach, but I didn't see no roaches crawling. So I'm like, okay, this is very peculiar. This is very strange. So I'm still standing there as Omar is just fumbling with his little stuff in the living room. I look up, and y'all know those strips, I guess you hang them on the ceiling, and the roach is supposed to climb on them. It's like a sticky strip or something like that. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm sure y'all have seen it before. You put it on the walls or the ceilings and the roaches climb on it. And I just see this strip of black roaches. It just was nasty, y'all. It was just full of roaches. That's where the smell was coming from. Just dead roaches. So when I seen it, I said, oh Lord. You know, I didn't want to be too embarrassed. I didn't want to be too rude because I didn't want to be too rude. So I was staring at him. Like every time Omar turned his back, I was like, y'all know what I'm saying? I just had to play it cool. So, you know, he finally finished fumbling with whatever he was fumbling with. And I'm still standing there clutching my purse, y'all. I didn't clutching my purse. So, you know, he goes into this room. He cuts on the light. He's like, come on, let's go in my room. So I follow suit and I sit on the very tip of his bed. He gets on the opposite side of his bed at the top. So we're sitting there and you know, he had like a full size bed, cute, but he had a huge TV. You know, I guess he had like carpets on the floor. I don't know. That's about it, all I can say. But I'm sitting on the end of the bed and I'm clutching my purse. And all I can think about is, what is this smell? So I asked Omar. I said, Omar, what is this smell? So he's like, oh, that's the dog shit. So I was like, you sure that's the dog? He was like, yeah, that's the dog shit. So you're not new to this. You're used to this, sir. You are used to this. You don't smell that? When you walk into your house, you didn't smell that? You didn't smell that? You're used to this. You're not new to this. So I was like, yeah, Omar, it's very, very strong, like, you know. So he gets up and he goes to the living room and I can hear him dragging the cage out the back door. So he put the dog on the back door. When he left, I'm still sitting on the end of the bed, y'all. I'm still sitting on the end of this bed, and when he walked out, I'm just repulsive. I'm literally gagging, because okay, the roaches is one thing. Like, I grew up in the hood. Like, me personally, my dad had a very clean house, and my aunt had a very clean house. But I did have those cousin houses where they had roaches. Yep. I did have those aunt houses where, yep, I seen roaches crawling on my little cousins while they was asleep. I'm just keeping it real. I was grateful. I'm thankful, and I was lucky enough to have a clean dad to where we didn't have roaches, but my family did. So I'm very familiar with this stuff. So yeah, okay, the roaches and all of that is cool. But when he went outside to take the dog out, y'all, what is that smell? What is it? Why is it so strong and pungent? So now, you know, I hear him in the back just fumbling with the dog, I guess, making sure he's secure. I'm still sitting on this bed, and my eyes is just darting around because my eyes is burning. I'm just looking around and I'm just looking around. And he got a bunch of clothes in the corner in the closet, y'all. Like a dirty clothes hamper. And on top of this dirty clothes hamper, I spot a black sock. Now, this black sock was so crusty. It was white and it had his toe imprint in it. Like, can y'all picture what I'm saying? A black sock. His toes were so crusty, you can see the white imprint of the dead skin and fungus in the sock. And it was on top of the dirty clothes hamper. So I was like, okay, so that's probably contributing to the smell too. You know, so I'm still sitting there on the bed just repulsed. I'm just like trying not to gag, y'all. And I just wish I can put all the words together to describe, to really just tell y'all the smell. So he comes back in the room, y'all, and I instantly put on a smiley face because that's my dog. Omar cool. So he sits on the bed. Like I told y'all, he's not a tree smoker. He smoke his blacks. So again, he pop his black open and he's sitting on the bed and he freaking his black. Now he's asking me questions. How I been, you know, what I've been up to. You know, we're just pretty much catching up. And you know, he got the TV on. He put on music videos. I remember we was listening to music, and Omar just funny. He just talking to me, very funny, saying jokes or whatnot. And while we're talking, you know, he's smoking his black. And I was like, okay, good. Maybe I can't stand the smell of cigars, but I will take that over the smell in the house, right? So I'm like, okay. We're still talking, and Omar is very cool, y'all. He's very funny. So I rolled me up one. So I'm like, okay, maybe this smell of my tree would just, you know, he took the dog out, so maybe the smell would just die down a little bit, and maybe me smoking my tree. I'd rather smell that than what's going on in this house. And again, while we're talking, y'all, my mouth is barely open. My mouth is like this. Yeah, so what you said? What you doing? Like, I would not open my mouth. I don't like stank smells in my mouth. So we're talking, and you know, I'm barely opening my mouth trying to talk to Omar, and he's used to this. He's just his mouth open. He's breathing hard and inhaling hard, and the again, I'm just sitting there just rolling my little stuff up. I'm listening to him, but I'm trying to roll up as fast as I can so I can light this smoke in this house. So I finally get to light my stuff up, right? I light my stuff up, and I'm so happy, y'all. I'm so happy because between my puffs, me every time I turn my head, I seen them crusty socks with his toe imprints in it. And again, I just didn't want to make Omar feel embarrassed, y'all. I just couldn't. I just tried not to stare at the things that was bothering me. But, you know, we sitting on the bed. The music is playing. He's smoking his black. I'm smoking my tree. And the smell has died down just temporarily. And we're talking. He's telling me about his new car. And he's telling me about, you know, just telling me how excited. You know, he only had the car for about a month or two. But just telling me, like, the kind of insurance he had or something like that. He just moved into this duplex maybe a couple months ago. Pretty much he was telling me, you know, giving me a catch up on his life. He pretty much just got his car. He pretty much just moved into his place, and he was proud of what he was in life. He got a better job, and I'm listening. I'm like, hell yeah, cause fuck struggle. Who want to struggle? My boy just came up on a new car. He got I don't know how that duplex was new. I don't know how that duplex was new. I don't know how it was new. I just don't believe it. So as I'm smoking on the bed, every time I lean to the side to like ash my stuff, I can hear like a squeaking sound, like a plastic wrap crumbling or something. Like I heard it every so often, and the music was playing, so I thought maybe, you know, the AC was on. I thought maybe it was the music, the AC on. I thought maybe the AC was blowing some type of rapper in the room. You know, I was just trying to make all excuses because I kept hearing this little squeaking sound, right? So he played my song. All the hoes in mind when they see me coming. All the haters get it running when they hit the trap is coming. Oh, hell nah. I see a rat in the corner. So I started screaming, oh, hell nah. I get in the middle of the bed. And instead of him saying, what? He like, where is that? Sir, you used to this. You're not new to this. He didn't even say what it is. He was like, where is it? So I'm in the middle of the bed like, oh, hell no. I'm in the middle of the bed like with my purse still on my side, y'all. Just like, no. I point to the clothes in the corner. I'm like, I seen a rat just run from your clothes in the hamper in the corner. He was like, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm like, nah, I'm finna finish smoking outside. So, you know, he beats me to the door. He beats me to the door. Now we're on the front porch. He goes back inside temporarily. I guess to go make the little rat go hide, or he beat it to death. I'm not sure what Omar did inside the house, but he went back inside. I'm outside, still puffing my thing. Now my blunt I went to shaking. I went to looking like I'm smoking a cigarette out there. I'm shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I want to leave. I want to leave so bad. I want to go. Like, I seen a rat. And again, y'all, I'm trying my best to not make Omar feel embarrassed. I'm trying my best to not embarrass Omar, because Omar, I'm not that kind of person. And I mean, I don't know. I just didn't want to make Omar feel embarrassed. So I stood out there and I finished smoking my stuff. And he come outside. And on the way running outside the door, I could have sworn I heard a little voice, a little squeaky voice said, get out. I don't know if it was a ghost or one of them roaches that was stuck on that sticky pad told me, get out, when I ran outside the door. It wasn't Omar, because Omar was outside before I made it outside. One of them roaches told me, get out, when I was running outside the door. So, y'all, I'm silly. So now me and Omar is on the porch, and we're just talking, right? Again, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of this rat that I just seen. I'm outside with my blunt like this. And you know, we're talking. So while we're outside, we can see our cars that's parked outside of the gate. Omar is like staring at his car, looking at it. He even walked to the gate. So when he came back, you know, he didn't say nothing. I just thought maybe because of the neighborhood that he stay in, it wasn't the best neighborhood. So I'm like, okay, he's just checking out his car or whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. So he comes back to the front porch, and we're still talking. We're smoking. I tried to smoke my blunt down to the fingers. I did not want to go back in his house, y'all. I really, really wanted to leave. But like I said, Omar was fun. I was laughing so hard, even about the rat. We like made a joke about the rat. Like, we were talking about it. I was trying so hard not to make Omar feel embarrassed about the rat. And of course, while we're talking, I'm texting my cousin, trying to figure out a way out of this situation. Because, honey, I don't want to be here. But she's not responding, because she's probably getting her cheeks clapped by Black Friend. So now I'm finished, and it's time to go back inside. I really did not want to go back inside. I was so repulsed, y'all, but I just went back inside. So, of course, that smell hit me again, and my face just instantly scrunched up. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the room. So I go back to the room, sit on the bed. Omar is like, you want a water? Hell no. So I was like, no, thank you. He was like, nah, it's bottled water. No, sir. I would rather drink my fish tank water. Literally, I have like 8 fish in my tank. I would rather drink my fish tank water before I drink any water out of your house, sir. Your house smells like any kind of roach when I walk into it. I won't eat off a spoon or drink out of a cup. No, sir. No, thank you. I would drink my fish water when I get home. I refused the water. And y'all, let's just be honest. The smell it still smelled stank, but it had died down a bit, because I told y'all before that rat came out, me and him was in there smoking, so I just smelled tree at this point. So I'm like, okay, the smell probably going away because he put the dog in the back porch. So now I'm looking around. I'm still observing. I'm looking around on the floor, you know, just making sure that rat is gone, because if there's one, there's many. They're just hiding. So I'm just looking around, you know, making sure the rat is gone. You know, he cut the music back on. I don't know why I didn't leave. Don't ask me why I did not leave. I don't know why I didn't leave, y'all. I don't know why I didn't leave. I always put myself in stupid situations. And yeah, that's what it is. So now we're on the bed, and like I said, we're listening to music. We're drinking our little drink. And yeah, I'm grown, so I lay back on the bed. And y'all, we didn't hunch or anything. But, you know, I liked Omar. Omar was handsome, like I said. He had nice long dreads. He was funny, and he felt good. He was kind of chunky. You know, he was good. Besides the smell. So we're laying on the bed. You know, I'm rubbing him in his dreads, and we're vibing or whatever. You rubbing on each other, and y'all, whatever. He popped my nipple in his mouth. Whatever. He's suckling on my nipple. So not even 60, 90 seconds go by. I'm like, what is this smell? Is that his spit? Is that his mouth? It smells like coochie. It smells like death. I just unhand my nipple, sir. Pop my nipple out his mouth. Get your face off my nipple. Get it out your mouth. I couldn't do it, y'all. Unhand my nipple, sir. So I take my titty and I put my titty back in my shirt and I sit up on the bed and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, okay, I have to use the bathroom. I don't know why I didn't get my purse and head, get my keys and go to my car, but I was like, let me go to the bathroom. So I get up, I put on my shoes, and I made sure that I looked every which way before I started to walk to the bathroom. So I'm walking through this bathroom, and I'm just looking. I felt like it was just so scary and dank. So I make it in this bathroom, y'all. The door creaks open. Oh my God, it smelled like butt crack. It smelled like booty. Like, yeah, I ever walked to somebody's bathroom, it didn't even smell like piss. It smelled like butt. So I walk in there and I close the door behind me, and it had a little bit of tissue in there, whatever. You know, I always make sure it's tissue before you try to use the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I closed the door behind me, and the seat was down. I opened the seat, y'all, and oh my goodness, it had doo-doo streaks all in the toilet, y'all. It had like a little bit of boo-boo remnants on the bottom of the toilet. I'm not listening. Smelled like butt. And it's just, oh my gosh. So I took a little piece of tissue because I had to pee real bad. Like I told y'all, I was drinking the whole night with my cousin, with him. I had to pee. So I was like, okay, I took a little piece of tissue and I took the toilet seat and I tried to lift it up. When I lift the toilet seat up, it had like a brown ring around the seat, y'all, because my plan was just to squat over the toilet. I didn't even want to squat over the toilet. So I'm like, I have to pee. I'm going to squat over his tub. So I put the shower curtain back. The tub was okay. It had a ring around it, but it was okay. It had mold in the corners, and he had the washcloths that was crunched up. My God, I didn't think Omar was like that, y'all. So it had, the washcloths, it smelled like boongie in there, man. It smelled like boongie, man. So I closed the man's shower curtain, man. My pee-pee went back up my urethra, man. My bladder said, we could wait. So I was like, I've been in here like 5 minutes. So I started to smell that smell again. It smelled like death, y'all. So I started to panic a little bit. I'm standing in the middle of this man, Omar bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, am I in a house of horror? Like, oh my goodness, should I go through the window? Oh my gosh, like what the fuck should I do? Like, should I call the popo? Like, is he a serial killer? Is that smell what I'm smelling is of bodies? Like, should I go out the window? I don't know. So I'm sitting in the bathroom, y'all, thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, how can I get out of this situation? I don't just want to abruptly just end the night, because then he gonna think something weird, you know what I mean? So I was so scared. I get out the bathroom. I didn't have to pee anymore. I get out the bathroom. He like, you good? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, my cousin called, she ready to go, whatever. Now, I told him my cousin was ready to go. He didn't know my cousin stayed over there. He thought that we was just all hanging out over there in the parking lot or whatnot. So he thought that my cousin was just hanging over there waiting on me. So, I'm like, okay, my cousin kind of waiting on me or whatever. So he was like, okay. So I go back in the room. I sit on the edge of the bed, got my shoes on. You know how you show you ready to go. So I start gathering my little stuff, putting it in my purse, showing that I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a move on it. So he goes in the kitchen, and like 2 minutes later, y'all, he comes back in the room. He was like, man, that smell you smelling is rotten meat. Excuse me? He said rotten meat. Rotten meat. This man had a pack of ground beef inside of his sink. And when he showed me the pack, y'all, it was brown and rotten. This was not he's talking about, oh, it's rotten meat. I forgot I had it in the sink. No, sir. So you're used to this. You're used to this. You're not new to this. Like, what do you mean? Y'all, that pack of meat looked like it had been sitting in his sink for 3-4 days. It stunk so bad. So you trying to tell me you slept in this apartment for 2 or 3 days with this smell thinking it was your dog shit? Oh my goodness. I seen that pack of meat, y'all. It was so brown. It was full of rotten blood. It was, oh my God, it was repulsive. It stunk so bad. So it's like you stay here for 2 days with this rotten meat and you did not notice something was off about your apartment. My God. So I was like, oh yeah, you need to throw that out. You need to throw that out. Again, y'all, I'm not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to be so, embarrass Omar so much. I'm trying to keep it cool. But while he's holding, I'm wondering why you got this meat in the room? Like, you had to bring this pack of meat in the room to show me? Like, why did immediately you should have just took it out the back and threw that thing in the dumpster? Like, why did you bring that in the room? So I was like, it's Omar fully there. Like, I was the smell, y'all. The whole night I kept thinking to myself, it smells like death in here. I thought I was in a house of horror. Am I in Dahmer's house? Let me know. Like, what's going on? Is Ted hanging behind the door somewhere? Let me know. Like, are you trying to bury me under your floorboard, sir? Like, what are you trying to do to me? His house smelled so bad, y'all. And I just could not wrap my head around how he was in there for 2-3 days with this rotten meat in his sink. Also, it was in your sink. So you didn't go in your kitchen for 2, 3, 4 days? So he goes outside of the bag and he throws it inside of the trash. Comes back in the house. I'm standing up at this point, walking to the front door because it's time for me to go home. So we're standing in front of the door. He's like, and Omar didn't take it any kind of way. Like I said, Omar was cool. Omar was very self-aware, and he was aware of all of the things that happened that night. He was aware that I wasn't happy about the smell, the roaches. I didn't even tell him about the poop in the bathroom. I forgot to tell y'all, because I was standing in the bathroom for so long, I tried to flush the toilet to make it seem like I peed. But, girl, when I hit the handle, that thing was like, it didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing. It wasn't flushing. So I couldn't even flush. I just put a little tissue in the toilet to make it seem like I peed. You know what I'm saying? So he don't even know that I seen his doo-doo streaks and it smelled like boongie in that bathroom. He don't even know that part. But he didn't take it like anyway. He was just like, okay, like we was hanging out for a little bit, like, you know, I know you is a little, before you get too drunk, I want you to go ahead and head home. So I'm like, bet. So we're standing at the front porch. Omar looked to the left. Tell me why Omar's car is gone. Omar's car is gone. Omar's car is gone. Now, I forgot to tell y'all, before, when we was on the bed and I had my nipple in his mouth, and before I had to unhand me, sir, pop my nipple out his mouth, I heard metal clacking in the front of the house. Now, this is the city, y'all. I stay in Miami. You hear homeless people walking with buggies. You hear people arguing. You hear traffic all night. You hear honking all night. Police cars, ambulance. You hear it all through the night. When you hear noises, I didn't think nothing of it. But while that moment happened, when I was in the bed, I heard some metal clacking outside. I heard like some cars, some truck type of activity. I just didn't say nothing. I didn't think nothing of it. So Omar looked to the side. His car is gone. He runs to the gate, y'all. I'm still standing at the door. I feel so bad at this point. He looking, he got his hands on the gate. He like, oh man, oh man. So he gets on his phone. He started walking back slowly toward his front porch where I was. He was like, oh man, they done took the car. They took the car. Y'all, they done repo my car. Poor team. They had done repoed the man car. Now, I didn't want to embarrass Omar too bad. I didn't want to ask too many questions. But you just told me you just got this car, Omar. What? You just told me you was paying insurance on the car, Omar. What? So I was thinking those questions. I didn't ask him. So, you know, he's standing there on his phone and he's just like, oh man, she played with me. She was supposed to pay the car. So I was like, who? He was like, my sister. Your sister. Again, y'all, this not my business. I was here for a short time, not a long time. It wasn't even a good time. So he was like his sister. So I'm like, He was like, yeah, she didn't even pay. She told me she was going to pay this for me, do this for me. Y'all, let's be honest. That probably was not his sister. He probably was messing with some girl. Just like when I met him years ago, he had a girl on his front cover. Child, so I didn't even ask no questions. But yeah, he was standing there trying to call her. The call was going to voicemail. They done had repo on my car within like, I was only there for like an hour. I ain't even lying. I was only there for like an hour. They done repo on my car. It was gone. And then I'm laughing, but it's just, I don't know. I'm laughing because you sat there the whole time telling me about how you just got this place, which it don't look new. It look like it's close to a damn near bando. It's a horror house. It stunk so bad. And two, you this only month two of you having your car and they repoed you, Omar. Oh my God. That was so sad. So, you know, he's still on the phone. He's trying to call his quote-unquote sister. The call is going to voicemail, y'all. She's not picking up. Whoever this woman is, she's not picking up the phone. So I'm like, you better go ahead and call. You got to, well, actually, it's not like a toll that you have to, like you illegally parked. They repoed you. You got to wait till the morning. So in the morning, you better start making these phone calls and figuring your business out. I say my little goodbyes, y'all. He walked me to the end of that gate. I got in my car, and he walked inside of his house. Y'all, my car stunk so bad. My clothes, my hair, I felt like it was in my breath. Everything, my shoes. Like, that smell from that meat in that house was stuck on my skin. It was stuck all on me, y'all. I took my shirt, I rode home in my bra. I took my shirt off and rode home in the bra. I always keep napkins in the middle console of my car. Because you never know when you spill something, you got to blow your nose. And I need it for times like this. I had to piss. So I found the little alley cut, y'all. Shit. I pulled over and I peed in the corner and I wiped myself with my napkins, child. And I went home, took a scrub-a-dub bath, child. Now, with him, I think he was like trying to meet with me some more after that, y'all. Like a couple times he reached out to me through WhatsApp, but it wasn't giving. It wasn't giving, child. Every time he wrote me, I kept him on read, child. It wasn't giving. And then eventually he stopped messaging me and trying to reach out, and that was that. That was the last time I seen Omar in person, y'all. Like I said, he reached out a few times after that, but I didn't give him no play. Yeah, that's the end of that, child. I told my cousin what happened, and we had a good old laugh, child. That's the end of this story time, y'all. House of Horrors. I thought it was a serial killer house. I thought he tried to, you know, take me down and bury me in a floorboard, child. Your girl made it out alive. I do appreciate you. If you made it this far in this video, I do appreciate you. Like my video, get me to 200 likes, please, y'all. If y'all like me, y'all find me entertaining, y'all want to help me grow, get me to 200 likes. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Don't it's no help watching me, enjoying me, and not helping me build. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I love y'all. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.